Avoid distractions. Control your performances and executions. Think as much as you ought to, not more than you ought to. The last time I checked, thoughts had no limitations. There is the story of the frog and the scorpion. One day, the frog and the scorpion were trying to cross the river. I'll tell this story half in jest and half in seriousness. I may not tell it as it was told, but I will tell it in a way that you will still receive the message of what. As an entrepreneur, they are questions that I ask myself every morning. Each morning, I ask myself these major questions. What do I need to make a difference? How do my personal values affect my business decisions? How well am I doing in this, my journey of learning? Empowering women by providing education, healthcare provision, and entrepreneurial opportunities builds better communities. It also builds better countries and, in a sense, making the world a much better place. So the notion that empowering women is just for women or the girl child is misguided. Empowering women is for all of us, the whole community. That is the essence of empowering women. An empowered girl child makes the world a much better place for all of us as a people. When the world is better for the girl child, it is better for all of us. And when the world is better, it should be better not just for the boy child, but it should also be better for the girl child. It is paramount. It is our responsibility as a people to ensure that the world not only empowers boys, but it should also be in position to empower girls. An empowered girl child not only empowers the world, she rather also makes the future brighter by empowering the future for all of us. That's why we need to reach out to those in the remote areas without roofs over their classes or places of learning. And that is why we need to reach out to those in the remote areas without roofs over their classes or places of learning and books on their laps. When we reach out that way, we are building a happier world with love, and building a happier world with love in itself is empowerment. And that is why we need to build a happier world with love. So the people who are questioning us as to why we think it's paramount, it's very important for us to build a happier world with love, we have to understand that the greatest of all feelings is love. That is why some of the greatest teachings on earth, some of the greatest religions on earth teach us to love each other. It's the center of all the teachings. It would solve all the issues we have in the world. Without love, you can do nothing. The easier thing to do as a people is to be vengeful. But if vengeance is in our hands, the world will lose everything. There is wisdom in saying goodbye to the one you love and yet miss them every day and still be glad they are not in your life. We as a people are not just. Justice is only possible by the grace of God upon us and His wisdom guiding us in judgment. We as a people are not just. Justice is only possible with the grace of God upon us and His wisdom guiding us in judgment. Generosity is happiness, but greed is misery. We should never let anyone put us in a position we don't believe. You can derail me, but you can't derail an idea. For a good idea is God's way of speaking to us. In all that we do, we need to be an unstoppable force to reckon, to embrace tomorrow. We should be inspired to change our ways. If our ways are misguided, we should be ready to break from the conventional and mundane. If the conventional and mundane are misguided, even if the convention and mundane, when the convention and mundane are misguided, even when breaking from the convention and mundane gets us into trouble with the conventional and mundane. That is what wisdom demands. For when one boldly decides to listen to his inner voice, there is a tendency of him converting the convention and mundane to excellence and self-actualization. But even when he does not, what is lost by trying cannot be compared to what is lost by not trying. We must always strive to make a difference. When you convert the convention and mundane, you make an enabling environment which will then allow creators of wealth to flourish. Africa's creators of wealth are the marginalized, some youth in the ghettos, women and all those young men and women who refuse to let circumstances defy them from moving forward, who have continuously believed they can even when there is no reason whatsoever to believe. Those who have continuously opened their eyes to opportunities around them. Even when there are no opportunities to open their eyes to. They have gone on to create those opportunities. Those who have decided to be the torchbearers even when there is no one to pass on the torch to them. For these men and women have realized that Africa's abundant opportunities must be seized by them to convert these opportunities into tangible success. Is it not Strave Masiwa that said, is it not Dr. Strave Masiwa that said, this, the narrative of Africa we wanted you to hear, that Africa is open for business. Yes, indeed, Africa is open. while it is open, we should never let one put us in a position we don't believe. Music is magic. Music is magic that creates an environment for humans to commune and dance. Love them when it ends. Love them when they leave you. Love them. Love them, for when they leave, they make you realize you deserve more. You deserve more than they gave you. You deserve more. We need positive thinking leaders who are not just positive, but are also passionate about Africa, because that is what leadership demands. We need positive thinking leaders who realize that young people matter, who realize that young people are tomorrow's leaders, who ought to be mentored and guided by today's leaders, who will realize that it is important to educate and empower the young through skill development, who realize that leadership is a relay race. Africans are not given celebrating their own heroes, but this must change. It is a colonial legacy that was instituted to establish the inferiority of the colonized and justify colonialism. It was a strategic policy that ensured that Africans celebrated the heroes of their colonial masters, but not that of Africans. 50 years and counting after colonialism ended, Africa's curriculum must now be redrafted to reflect the numerous achievements of Africans. The present generation of Africans is thirsty, searching for where to draw the moral, spiritual, and intellectual courage to effect change. Music and dance connect us to the spirit of nature and the universe. I have spent all these years being me, ensuring my inner peace with me, and breaking the walls of me that I have not gone to. I just want to be with you. I just want to be with you. I just want to be there, not because I don't love myself. I just want to be with you. I love myself a little harder when I'm in chaos. I just want to be with you. I just want to be with you. I just want to be with you. For when I'm with you, sitting and enjoying the silence with you, it reminds me that there are things that I love more than myself. When I imagine my life without you, I realize I can't find myself. Everyone needs a me in their life. That is the importance of self-love. It teaches you to really love. It teaches you not to run after people even when you want them. Because if they need you, you'll both find yourselves. Everyone has love in their heart. Hannah said, and it will blossom. I promise you that it will.
Thank you.
I'm patient. I don't believe that it can be a game. For every attempt to find a way, we are lost in the way. Because we are the way for each other's souls.